Hi everyone, how are you? I am so excited about your informative topics. They are awesome, and these speeches are going to be really great, so I'm really looking forward to them. I've had a couple questions about PowerPoint, so I want to give you some down and dirty tips about how to make PowerPoint work for you. So let's start at the beginning. The informative speeches are meant to teach. That part you know. These speeches are 5 to 7 minutes. So you can see how all of a sudden, that's just not enough time. I know, it goes fast, right? That's why you have to narrow down these topics to 3 to 4 subtopics, or else you'll run out of time. There's no way to get it all done in the time allotted. So you've got this huge topic. You've decided to narrow it down to the top 3 topics that would introduce us to this topic. We've never heard of it before. You're teaching us something for the first time, and you're going to do it in a way that hopefully captures our imagination, so after your speech is over, we'll want to go learn more about it. Now, we want to hear what you have to say, but you're going to run out of time, and you may not give us everything that we need to really understand what you're talking about. So that's where PowerPoint comes in. We are here to see you. You are the star of this thing. You are the interesting part of the speech. You could give us a speech about watching paint dry, and because you are interesting, we would want to watch that. You make those topics come alive, right? You've had teachers before that were super boring, and the most interesting topic in the world just was, ugh. Well, don't be that teacher, right? You want to be the teacher that brings some life to the topic. And PowerPoint is here to help you fill in the gaps that you don't have time to talk about. Now, I'm going to show you this PowerPoint that was done for my interpersonal class at PCC because it's really good. And when you go and look at the material in the book, and then you have this as a visual, you'll see how they all come together. Now, if you haven't watched How We Learn, the lecture that I did that talks about metacognition and adult learning theory and also generational issues, then go watch it because some of those slides are terrible and some of those slides are really good. And the whole reason was to show you the difference. But I want you to take special note of how I refer to the slides. I do not read that information, and you are not going to read the information on your slides. You might refer to the slide by saying, hey, in this slide, you can see that we're going to be talking about college food insecurity, and you might be shocked to learn that 40% of all college students have food insecurity. All right, see what I did there? I talked about what we're going to talk about. I gave you additional information while you're catching up and getting on the same page with me. And that's what you're going to do with your slides. It is there to help you fill in the gaps of what you're talking about. So this slide is a video. We did public service announcements. Everybody made a video. But in this case, you might consider putting an overview slide. We're going to talk about college food insecurity, and these are the topics we're going to cover. All right, are you ready? All right, let's begin. First of all, let me start here. All right, so I'm starting to get you used to what we're going to talk about so you can get ready. I want to help you set your mind to be open to hearing the information. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about. Then I'm going to talk about it. He's got this really clean slide. He's going to give you an overview of food insecurity. And in this part, he's going to give you additional information about how food insecurity decreases these things and also increases these things. He never says this in his speech. He's referring to the topic of these items, but he's letting you get a chance to read the specifics. This is a really clean and easy to read slide. Now I want to point out this slide. I love this slide because some people can read a map and some people cannot. So he's given this information basically in graph and chart form. So if you're a graph and chart person, you look at it and you get it. He's color-coded everything so that it matches. You see how all of this is color-coded? So we know exactly which part of the pie he's talking about. And then over here, for people who need to read it in text form, he has provided that same information in text form and also color-coded. This is an excellent slide. So if you're someone who has a lot of data and facts and charts and graphs, this is a perfect way to break it down. So no matter how people in your audience like to get the information, they can get it in the way they need to learn it from this slide. This is an excellent slide. So this PowerPoint presentation comes all the way down here, and it's about 8 slides, including the works cited. Now for you, you're going to put everything that you're using in one works cited page, which you're turning in with your final draft. So you will not have a works cited slide. However, you will have about 8 to 12 slides, and that would include a title slide, an overview slide, and a conclusion slide. Because you want to make sure that you have at least 5 slides of actual content. So pictures, graphs, additional information, definitions, all sorts of extras that people can look at, read on their own while you're giving your speech. Okay? So 8 to 12 slides. And that's it. So I hope you'll read the material because I think it will really help you. Make sure that your colors are clean, your fonts are easy to read, they're not too busy, that you're staying on topic, that every slide helps support what you're saying so your audience gets a really good, well-rounded speech by the time you get to in conclusion. Okay? So I'm really looking forward to these speeches, everybody. Get them churned out, ask me any questions that you need, and I'll see you on the discussion board. All right, bye everyone.